normal execution, what happens? So the instructions are executed one by one. So sequentially, we are executing the instructions, but we have certain statements called as control statements. So what these control statements will do? So they will manipulate the flow of execution. So it will not be a sequential. So these they will break the sequential execution, and instructions are executed based upon some condition. So they will check for a condition, and based on that condition, certain instructions are executed. Okay. So what are the control statements? So these are the instructions that break up the flow of execution of a program. Okay. And they will execute a certain instructions based on some condition. So what are the control statements? So we have two types of control statements. So one is decision making statements, okay, under which we have if statement, if else, and switch. We'll see what you mean by the what are these decision making instructions. Okay, and the other set of instructions are looping instructions. So under which we have while, do while, and for. So you need to understand these this control statements. These are the basic fundamental you need to understand. Okay, if you write any program, so these programs contain this control statements. Okay, so that's why you need to understand these instructions thoroughly. Okay, if you have any doubt, you can ask at any point. So let's start. What do you mean by decision making statements? So here, if we have a set of instructions, if you write any decision making statements, so they will decide which actions are to be performed. They will tell which instructions to be executed. Okay, so they will tell which instructions to be executed. So in that we have if else, and switch. So first we will see what is the syntax of if. Okay, what is the syntax of if, what is the flowchart with respect to if, and one example. Okay, so this we will see with respect to if statement. So this is a syntax. Okay, this is the syntax. So if followed by some expression. So the expression, I think we have discussed one example, right? One example for the abstraction expression. So like this is one expression. So similarly, we may have different expression. So that expression we will give, it will be given in this place. Okay, if followed by opening and closing bracket, under which we have expression. So first we will evaluate this expression. Okay, we will evaluate this expression. So depending upon the result, we will check whether to execute this instructions or not, from statement 1 to statement n. So based on the result of this expression, we will decide whether to execute these statements or not. Any doubt here? So this is one of the basic fundamental instruction. So everyone has to understand this. Okay, so what is if statement? It is used to execute a set of statements. So these are the set of statements if the condition is true. So if this expression results in true, then this set of instructions will be executed. If the condition is false, okay, if the result of this expression is false, so it is false means it is, see, the result will be either 0 or 1. So if this is true, in the sense it is 1, correct? So if it is true, these instructions are executed. If this is 0, if the result of this expression is 0, then these instruction will not be executed. So whichever there in the curly bracket, so these instructions will not be executed, and after this curly bracket, whatever the instructions are there, so they will be executed. Any doubt here? I need answers.
No, sir.
Okay, and this is the flow chart. Okay, so this is the flow chart. So what is the flow chart says? So we have a condition. So this is the diagram for checking the condition. Okay, So the result of this will be either true or false. Correct. So this is the condition. So the result of this will be either true or false. So if it is true, I will be executing some set of instruction. So here the statement 1 to statement 10. So these will come here. Otherwise, I will skip this execution and I will start with the next instruction. Okay. So this is the flowchart with respect to if statement. So here is an example. Okay. So you can see here hash include stdio.h. So I told in the previous class why we are using this stdio.h. Can anyone tell why we are using this stdio.h? It is a standard input output file. So yeah, yeah, answer.
Contains printf and scanf. So
Correct. So all the input output operations are defined here. Not only printf, scanf, we have seen fgetS, fputc, right? Getchar. So all these input output operations are defined here. Okay. So one of the examples, as it was, scanf and printf. Okay. And this is a conio.h. So this is used for these two functions. So clear screen and getch. Okay. So for these two functions, so they are defined in this particular file conio.h. Okay. And what is this num? What type of declaration it is? It is a constant or a variable? Num?
variable.
Yes, correct. It's a variable. Okay. So I'm reading what I'm doing in this program. So I'm checking whether the whatever the integer I'm reading from the keyboard. So I'm reading with respect to scanf function here. So that is a positive number or a negative number. Okay. So if it is a positive number, I need to print it is a positive, and if it is a negative, I need to print it as a negative. So what I'm doing here, you can see here. So what is the syntax of if statement? So if followed by expression and set of statements. Okay. So here is the syntax. So if num is greater than or equal to 0. So if I enter here, and whenever I'm executing this scanf %d ampersand num, I'm entering some number. So if I enter number has 5, okay, 5, then 5 is greater than or equal to 0. Whether it's true or false, it is true because 5 is greater than 0. So the expression value becomes what? 1. Correct. So 1 means it is true. So we are executing this instruction. See here, you can see here the syntax. So here I have given curly bracket and set of statements. But if we have only one statement after if condition, okay, then need not to specify the curly bracket. So whatever the instruction is there, only one instruction, okay, only one statement. If we have multiple number of statements within the if, then we should include curly bracket. If there is only one statement, no need to include curly bracket. If you include also, it will work, but no need to include. Okay, keep it in mind. Okay, so what is the expression here? It is true. So that's the reason I'm going to print it as 5 is a positive number. Okay, now check other condition. If number is less than 0, what is my number? My number is 5. Whether 5 is less than 0, no, right? So it will result as the expression will result as false. So I will not execute this particular statement, that is negative number. So I will not be executing this statement. So whatever the instruction is there after that, I will be executing. Fine, understood how if works? Yeah, please answer.
Yes, sir.
Nagavarshini, understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, we'll go for the next uh, decision instruction. So it is called as if else statement. Okay, it is similar to that of if statement. Only difference is we are going to add else part. Okay, we'll see what is that. So it is used to execute set of instruction if the condition is true. Okay, if it is true, we are going to execute set of statements. If it is false, another set of instructions will be executed. Okay, so here it is only one way. Correct, here it is only one way, because if this is true, we are executing, otherwise we are not executing. So that's why it is a single way selection, right? But in case of if else statement, it is two way. Why it is two way? If it is true, I am going to execute set of instruction. Otherwise, if it is false, I am going to execute set of instructions. So I have two set of instructions. So based on the result of expression, right? So here is the syntax. So if expression, so this expression will result either true or false. Yes or no? True or false. So if it is true, then these set of instructions which are there in the if this curly brackets will be executed. Else means if the expression is false, then I will execute this set of instructions. So at any particular moment, I will not execute all the instruction. I will execute only set of instructions based on the result of expression. Understood? So here is the flowchart. So this is the if else flowchart. So what is this? I will checking the result of expression. So the expression will result two. One is either true or it is false. If it is true, I will be executing set of instruction, or if it is false, I will be executing this set of instruction. Fine, understood? So you need to be very clear on these instructions. Okay, any doubt here? So whatever the previous example was there, so same example. Okay, same example. So see here what I'm doing. So if num is greater than 0, suppose if my number is 5, so it will result as true. So it will printf this statement. Yes, 5 is a positive number. It will not execute this else part. Okay, it will not execute the else part because it is true. So if it is false, okay, say if I enter -5, then it will not execute this instruction, that is a positive number, because it is false. So what I will execute? I will execute else part. Okay, so I will execute set of instructions depending upon the true or false. If it is false, I will execute instructions which are there in the else part, and if it is true, I will execute the instructions which are there in the if part. Any doubt here?
No, sir.
Okay. So next is, yeah. So we have seen two types, right? One is a single way selection, and we have seen two-way selection. So we have another type of a selection. It is called as a multi-way selection. So switch is a multi-way selection statement. We'll see why it is called as multi-way selection. So is a multi-way selection decision that tests whether an expression matches one of the number of constant integer values or cases and branches accordingly. So in the previous example, so else and if else, so what is the possible values of this expression? What are the possible values? It is either true or it is either false. Correct. Only possible two. There are only two possible values, true or false. But in case of switch, whenever I'm talking about switch, so we may have different values. Not only two, we may have n number of values. So the expression may this expression may match any one of the number. So that what is that result? The result of expression may be either a constant integer or some cases in the sense, say suppose if you can declare character or a string or an integer value or a floating value, whatever. Okay, So the expression should match one of the integer values or cases specified in the switch statement. So we will see one example, you will understand. Say this is one example. Okay, so I'm using, so you understand what is the syntax. So syntax is you need to specify switch followed by the expression. Okay, so this expression will result one of the value in the one of the value which matches any of this case. So you can see here case followed by some value. Okay, so if the expression matches this value 1, then case 1 will be executed. So in the case 1, what are the statements which are there in the case 1? Only those statements will be executed. If the expression results in the value 2, okay, then only the set of instructions which are there in the case 2 will be executed. So similarly, so based on the expression, if it matches any of these values, okay, then that particular instructions will be executed. So all the instructions will not be executed, whichever the case it matches, only the set of instructions will be executed. If this expression will result in the value which is not there, which is not defined in this particular case value, then it will execute default. So by default, so this set of instructions will be executed. So if expression value result in value 1, then this case 1 will be executed. Otherwise, if it does not matches to any of these values, then by default it will execute only this default instruction block. Fine. So you can see here example. So char grade equal to B. I have initialized the grade to character B. So how to define a character? So it should be in a single quote, correct? So B is a character. Okay, I have initialized this B to grade. So this is the switch statement. You can see here, this is the switch statement. So switch followed by expression, opening curly brace, closing curly brace, and you need to specify case followed by the value 1, and colon followed by set of instructions. So after writing set of instruction, we need to put break. So this is the keyword. So break semicolon. Okay, and again case true, value 2, colon, and set of instructions. You can see here in the case B, we have not defined any set of instructions, correct? So case B, we are not specified any instructions, and case C, one value we have specified, that is printf, well done, break. So similarly, we have defined A, B, C, D, F, and default instruction. So after this, we are printing your grade is %t in grade, right? So what is the how switch works? So we will evaluate this expression. So what is the grade? What is the expression results? What is the result of the expression? It is, please answer. What is the result of this expression? Grade, it is D. Correct? It is B. Right? Because we have initialized that to B. So which case it matches? Whether it matches this first case, second case, third case, fourth case, which case it matches? Yeah, please answer.
Case B, sir.
Yeah, case B. So here in this example, I have not defined any set of instruction, but if there are any instruction, it will execute these particular set of instruction. It will not execute the instructions of case A or case D, case F, or default. It will execute only the instructions which are there in the case B. Fine. So another thing you need to understand is about break. So what is that is, so after executing this case instruction, so it is the syntax of switch. So after writing the instructions in a particular case value of case, we need to put break at the end of the instructions. If we don't specify break, then by default it will execute the next instruction. So until break comes. Okay. So in this example, you can see here, I have not specified any break statement. So what it will do, it will execute the next instruction also. So it will print well done and break. Okay. So if it does not specify any break statement, so it will continue the execution. If we specify break, then it will come out of the switch. Okay, so this is the working of switch statement. So you can see the flow chart. So how the switch works. So we have a switch, okay, expression. So this expression will be evaluated. So whatever the result of the expression is there, it will be checked with the case values. So case values, so it will check whether the expression is equal to value 1. Okay, if it is equal, then I will execute only the particular block instructions. If it is not correct, I will check for the value 2. If it is true, I will execute only block 2, like that. So if the expression does not matches any of these case values, then I will execute the instructions which are defined in the default block. So whatever the instruction there in the default block, only those instructions will be executed. Fine. So that's why it is called as multi-way. So not only the two possible ways, so we have multiple ways. So that is why we call it as a switch is a multi-way decision making instruction. Fine. Any doubt here? Yeah, please answer any doubt. If you have any doubt, please ask. I'm repeating once again, these are very important concepts. Yeah, I've started recording.
Sir, there's no print statement given for B.
Yeah, that's what I told, no? In this.
So then what will we get the result, sir?
So in this, for this particular example, so we have not given any instruction in the D. So this expression matches with the case B. So we are coming, the instruction will start executing from here. Since there is no instruction and there is no break, okay, see the syntax of switch statement is, after writing case value 1, we need to write break. Correct? You can see, right? Break here.
And what if there was a break after statement B, sir?
Yeah. First, let me finish what I ask you. Just answer. I will tell you what is the answer for that. Okay. So you can see here break. So after writing each case, there should be a break. If there is no break, it will start executing the next instruction of the next case. Okay. If there is no break, it will start the execution of the next case instructions. So in this example, so there is no break in the case B. So it will start the execution of next case instruction. What is the next case instruction?
Well done.
Yeah. So this will be printed and there is a break here. So the switch here, this will come out of the switch statement. So again, it will start executing from here. So what will be printed? It will be printed as well done for this particular example. Understood?
And sir, and if there was a break statement after case B and there's nothing given in case B, what will it print, sir?
It will not print anything because we are not written any instruction. It will come out of the loop and it will start executing from here. Fine.
Yeah, sir.
Okay. If I initialize grade equal to Z, okay, grade equal to Z, which instruction will be executed?
Default.
Yeah, which instruction? Invalid grade. Okay, so this instruction will be executed. Fine. So this is about this decision making statements. So what all we have studied? If, if else, and switch. I think we have seen when we are discussing about the flowchart. I think you have seen, no? Yeah. Yes. So what is this flowchart? This flowchart corresponds to what control statement? If else, right? So this expression will either result true or false. So depending upon that, one of the instructions will be executed. What about this? This yeah, any if statement. Okay, we'll see next instructions. So this flowchart is for looping instruction. We'll see that. So I hope you understood these instructions. Okay, if else, if you are not understood, I will repeat once again. Please ask me. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So next is loop statements. So these are very important statements in C programming. So uh, everyone should know this thoroughly. Okay. So keep give more concentration. If you have any doubts, you can ask. So what are these loop statements? So why these loop statements are used? So loop statements, so is a set of statements may have to be executed number of times or till the condition is satisfied. So in a particular program, so if we have certain number of instructions that has to be executed multiple number of times, okay, set of instructions that I need to execute multiple number of times, then I should use this loop statements. Okay, I will repeat once again. So in a program, if I have a multiple number of instructions that I have to be execute more number of times, not only one time. If I need to execute these instructions more number of times, then I should use loop statements. Okay, so C supports 3 loop statements. One is while, for, and do while. So while loop, do while loop, and for loop. So we'll see what is the syntax of each of these looping instructions. So before that, you need to understand, so in whatever the looping instruction you are using, so it should satisfy these 3 tasks. Okay, so all the looping instructions should perform all these 3 tasks. So what are these 3 tasks? One is initialization. So every loop should have this initialization code. So what is this loop initialization? So we'll see when we are discussing about with respect to each looping statement. Okay, so what you need to remember is whenever I'm writing a looping statements, so it has to perform 3 tasks. One is initialization, another one is condition checking, and next is incrementing and decrementing. So why these are used? So these are used to check. So this condition, so based on this condition, I'm going to check whether I need to execute once again or not. So whether these set of instructions I need to execute or not. So this depends on condition checking. So if this condition checking is true, then I need to start I need to execute this instruction again. If this condition becomes false, then I no need to execute this instructions. That's what this is very important when you define. Okay. So this initialization, we'll see with respect to one example, you will understand. So first looping instruction is a while loop. So it is used to repetitively executing a set of instructions until the specified condition is true. Okay. So we have, this is the syntax. So we have an expression. So this expression will be evaluated. Okay. This expression will be evaluated, and based on this expression, I need to check whether I need to execute these instructions or not. So until the expressions result in false, I will be executing these instructions. Okay. So in the while loop, I will be evaluating this expression. So until this expression result in false, I will be executing this set of instructions. That's what the while loop is. Okay. So this is the flow chart. So I have an expression here. Okay. So this expression, so here what we have called grade equal to B. So that expression we can initialize. So whatever the expression we have, we can calculate the expression here. So based on this expression result, so this expression result will be either true or false. Correct. So if it is false, then I will not execute these instructions. If it is true, then this set of instructions will be executed. Again, I will go and check the result. So again, I will check whether the expression is still true or false. If it is again true, I will again execute, and again I will compare until what? Until the expression results in false. Okay. Until the expression results in false, I'll be executing this set of instructions. So here is an example. So what is the example here? Oh, this is I have okay, here it is. Yeah. So here it is. So what is the example? So what I'm doing here, I'm calculating the sum of digits. So what I'm calculating, say if I give 3, 4, 5. So what I'm doing, I'm adding 2 plus 4 plus 3 plus 5. This is what I'm doing. What is the value here? 2 plus 4, 6, 14. Okay. So this is what I'm calculating. Yeah. See here, temp equal to num. So I'm reading some integer number. So LD corresponds to long integer, right? LD corresponds to long integer. So I'm reading one integer value. Suppose this integer value is 2435. Okay, this is an example. Okay, I'm reading 2435. What I'm doing, I'm initializing that to temp value. So here, so you need to understand what are the 3 tasks. One is initialization. So I'm initializing the expression here. Okay, what is the temp value now? It is 2435. Okay, so that is the initialization. Next is, what is the next task I need to do? I need to do condition checking. So this is the condition checking. So what is that condition checking? Temp is not equal to 0. I'm checking whether temp is not equal to 0. So what is the temp value? 2435. So 2435 is not equal to 0. It will result in what? So 2435 is not equal to 0, whether it is true or false. Yeah, please answer. So what is the value of temp now? So suppose if I enter the value 2435, so temp value will be 2435. So I'm checking the condition now. So 2435 is not equal to 0. It is true. So this result true results in true. The expression is true. So if it is true, then I will execute this set of instructions. Correct? So what I'm doing, I'm executing sum equal to sum plus temp percentage of 10. What do you mean by this? So you can see the precedence value. So we have two operators, plus sign, percent. Okay. So which operator's precedence is higher among these two, plus or percentage? Which one? Check in your PPT. So this percentage is having higher precedence compared to plus. So what I'm doing, I am dividing the temp by 10 and remainder I'm calculating the remainder. So what is the remainder here? So initially sum value, what is the sum value here? Sum is 0. So initially the sum value is 0. See, if you don't answer, I will lose interest to teach. Okay, so you need to answer what if I ask some question, you need to answer. So what is the expression I have? Sum equal to sum plus temp percentage of 10. This is what I'm calculating. So what is the temp value now? Okay, what is the value of temp here? Temp is 2435. Correct. So that's what I have initialized. So I'm reading the value temp, and for this example, I'm putting it as 2435. So temp value is 2435. So I'm dividing the temp by 10 and remainder I'm adding to sum. So if I divide by 10, so the remainder will be 3. Okay. So if I divide by 10, okay, the remainder will be 3. Okay. So this 3, this will result as 3, and this 3 I'm adding it to sum. So what is the value of sum? So value of sum is 0. So what will be my new sum? So sum will be 0 plus 3. So I will be having 3. The sum value will be 3. Correct? So this is the instruction that is executed. So what is the next instruction? So I'm updating, I'm incrementing or decrementing. So this is important. If we don't specify this, then if we don't change the expression in if we don't change the value in the expression, then these instructions will be executing infinitely. So this value should be changed. Then only at a particular point the execution will stop. Okay, so that's the reason I should update the value, or means increment the value or decrement the value. So what I'm doing for that, I'm doing temp equal to temp divided by 10. So what I'm doing, temp equal to temp divided by 10. So you see the difference. So here I'm calculating remainder, but here I'm dividing the temp by 10. So that result, whatever the result is there in this, it will be assigned to temp. So what is my temp value? What is my temp value? Temp is equal to 2435. So I'm dividing by 10, right? So I will get the result as 243.5. Since temp I have declared it as an integer value, right? So you can see that it is a long integer. It is not a floating point. So if it is an integer, then the decimal point will not be taken. So that's the reason. So the value of temp will be, so instead of 243.5, so we have only 243. So this is the new value of temp after dividing by 10. Any doubt here up to here? Please answer. Any doubt?
No, sir.
Okay. So my value is this one. So temp value is 243. Earlier it was 2435. So after dividing by 10, I have 243. So where is the yeah. So after updating the value, okay, after updating the value, again I will go for checking the condition. You can see the flow chart. So after executing this set of instructions, again I will go and check for the condition, right? So after the execution of this statement, last statement, again I will go and check for the condition. So now we check what is the temp value. Temp is 243. So 243 is not equal to 0. Yes, it is true. It is not equal to 0. So that's what we are doing. So we are executing the same instructions again. So we are executing this set of instructions one more time. So what is the next instruction? So this will be my iteration 1, correct? So this is iteration 1. So next iteration, so iteration 2. So now we check. So you have some value is equal to 3 now, right? So again we need to execute this statement, correct? So what will result? What is the temp value now? Temp is 243, correct? 243. So what you will get? Temp, when you do temp percentage of, and what it will result now? Answer. What it will result? So if you divide 243 by 10, what will be the remainder? So the remainder will 3, correct? So this 3, this is the result, and this 3 you are going to, so here it will be 5. So the last remainder will be 5. Okay, sorry. So here it is 5. Okay. Yeah. So sum is 5 here. Okay. So here it will result as 3. So what we are doing? We are doing sum equal to what? So in the previous iteration, so sum value is 5. So that's why we are adding 5 plus, what is the temp value now? It is 3. So we have 8. Okay. So we have 8. So after executing this instruction, we need to update or decrement the value which is there in the expression. So what we are doing for that? We are doing temp equal to temp slash 10. So this is what we are doing. So check. What is the temp value we have now? What is the temp value? So temp value is 243, right? 243. So if we divide by 10, then what will be our value? So it will be 24.3. So since temp is an integer, we are not considering the decimal value. So the value becomes 24, right? So the value becomes 24. So again, I will check, again, I will go for checking the condition. So again, the condition becomes true since 24 is not equal to 0. Again, I will execute this set of instructions, and again, I will update the temp value. So what will be my new temp value? My new temp value will be 24 divided by 10. So it will result as 2. So again, I will check for the condition, right? Again, I will go and check for the condition. Again, 2 is not equal to 0. Again, I will divide temp with 2 divided by 10. So what is the result? So result will be 0. So now once you check the condition, temp is not equal to 0. No, it becomes false. This becomes, it is 0 is not equal to 0. It is false. So that's the reason it will come out of the loop. Okay, so this way the while loop instruction work. Okay, so I will repeat once again. So while loop is used to repetitively executing a set of instruction until the specified condition is true. So once the condition becomes false, it will come out of the while loop. So we'll execute the next instruction after the while. Any doubt here? So you understand? I hope you understood.